Hey YouTube, Jam here. Welcome back to the Game Station. Today, we're going to be talking about a few basic ways to improve your play in gem grab specifically. Alright, let's get into it. We're getting right into it today. So, tip number one is going to be know your role in your team. The general rule of thumb in gem grab is you're going to have one of two roles. You're either going to be the gem carrier or you're going to be a lane brawler. The difference is pretty basic. Lane brawlers are going to stick to the outside of the maps and try to keep their opponent's lane brawlers pushed back, while the gem carrier is going to stick around in the middle of the map. The gem carrier doesn't just have to 1v1 the opponent's middle though, they can chip the lane brawlers and help their lanes win their fights as well. But the gem carrier's number one rule is to avoid dying at all costs and protect the gems that they do have. So some good examples of gem carriers would be Pam, Poco, Piper, and Jean. While good examples of lane brawlers would be Nita, Mortis, Daryl, and Jackie. If you're in a pre-made team, it's pretty easy to figure out who's going to be the gem carrier, but if you're jumping in with randoms, I normally would just default to the person with the longest range to be the gem carrier. Okay, the next tip ties into tip 1. Tip 2 is to know the different types of lane brawlers. Lane brawlers can be defined as either an aggro brawler or a support brawler. So generally, aggro brawlers are going to be shorter range brawlers that are good at keeping enemies pushed back while securing kills very quickly. They want to be further up the map to ensure that they are close to the enemy spawn and keeping as much pressure on as possible. Good examples of aggro brawlers are Jackie, Rosa, Mortis, and Daryl. Support brawlers, on the other hand, stay further back and help the gem carrier maintain control of the middle at all times. They should stick to their lane and should not pick up gems unless the gem carrier goes down and the enemy is going to take them. Good examples of these are Ems, Colt, Tick, and Spike. Tip number 3, space out from your teammates as much as possible. While this rule pretty much applies to all modes, it's a definite in gem grab. Like I explained before, lane brawlers should stick to the outside of the map, one person per side, and the gem carrier should push the middle. I know that this is harder to follow with randoms and at low trophies due to there being no real way to communicate in a match, but do not all try to be a gem carrier and rush the middle. Spacing out makes it harder for your opponents to land shots and limits the chances of getting team wipe, which can possibly lose you the whole game. Lane brawlers should stick to the outsides, handle their 1v1s, then help the gem carrier secure the middle. After that, if you're an aggro brawler, you can move up the map and pressure the opponents by attempting to spawn trap them. Or if you're a support brawler, continue to maintain your lane and help your gem carrier pick off anyone who trickles past your aggro brawler. Okay, tip number 4 seems to be the hardest one for randoms to understand. If you're not the gem carrier, do not pick up the gems. The reason why this is important is because if everyone has gems, when countdown starts, nobody can die, otherwise it resets the counter. It makes it easier for your opponents to continue to reset the counter and possibly steal your gems while gaining control of the map. All the gems are on one person, they are the only one that can't die during countdown, and this will allow your teammates to defend more efficiently by either being more aggressive and stopping them from chasing the person with the gems or body blocking shots for them. Aggro brawlers should never pick up gems from the mine, and if they do manage to steal gems from the enemy, they should fall back so that if they do go down, the gem carrier can attempt to pick up those gems that they stole. And like I said before, support brawlers should only pick up gems if their gem carrier goes down and they need to stop the enemy from picking up those gems. If you can take them out and wait for your gem carrier to come back, that is ideal, but if you're going to lose the gems before that happens, then go ahead and pick them up. And our last tip is, know when you need to fall back or push up during countdown. You see this mistake a lot. Your opponents have 9 gems and your team has 8. Your opponents pick up the 10th gem and start the countdown. So, they fall back, your team chases them, dies, and drops all your gems in the process. But if you have 8 gems, you can just hold control and wait for the 2 gems to spawn during countdown to reset the timer. This way, you still maintain control of the map while still tying the gems. Try not to fall back until you have a 2-gem lead for that reason, because 2 gems spawn during countdown. There is no point in giving up control of the map if your opponents know what's going on and can just hold control to reset the counter. However, the exception to this rule is when the score is 14 to 15, because only 29 gems spawn in total. So, if a team has 15 gems and starts to fall back, you have to chase because no more gems will spawn during that match and you need to get those gems. Alright, well that's going to do it for my gem grab tips. I hope you found something useful in this video. If you did, leave a like on it for me. Also, check out some of my other content. I like to make brawl topic videos where I discuss balancing on certain brawlers or star powers. So consider subscribing as well. I want to thank everyone for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.